All right, so it's a unbelievable Monday, and I'm going to chop it up with James Elliott. James, say hello to everyone.
Hey, hey, good to be here.
So, talk a little bit about James, your journey in life. So, how did you get to here today? What are some of the things that your journey has taken you down?
Great question. It started off with way back in public school and high school, and huge, intense bullying, huge, both physical and emotional, mental, emotional, messed me
So,
up
you
for
got your ass
years,
kicked.
years. But basically, yeah, I sure did, and blamed for a lot of shit I didn't do
Okay,
too. Oh,
so let me ask you a question because I got my ass kicked in grammar school all the way up, right up till about when I was 9 years old. From 9 to 11, I grew like 6 inches, and when I got taller, all that shit stopped. But the one thing that
ah,
I got to tell you is, I literally got my ass kicked every day walking home from school. If maybe there was like a 1 day break in between, but I got my ass kicked in my neighborhood because it was just a rough neighborhood. But there came a point in time where I got hit in the nose and it didn't hurt anymore. Even if it bled, it didn't hurt. And I got punched in the face and it didn't hurt anymore. And after a while, I think getting your ass kicked so many times toughens you up and makes you better and stronger for it in life.
I wouldn't disagree. And I'm definitely better or stronger. That's for sure in life because and with everything. I mean, I had trouble in school too. That's maybe more resilient for my business. I think life happens for us versus to us. But to your point, getting my butt kicked in school. I guess having be more resilient in the corporate world too, because you got to have a thick skin in the corporate world. That often CEOs and execs and VPs don't put up with BS.
Get
That's
that
for
thing
sure.
right here, right here. Just not let shit get to you.
Yeah. I'm very grateful for everything that's happened to me. It's been ups and downs and all arounds, depression, suicidal thoughts, anxiety, you name it. But I've had a very great life. I'm very grateful. I have two amazing parents too. Um, but again, even amazing parents, everyone screws their kids up, right? And in some way or another. But we got to grow from that. But it's just everything I've gone through has made me more resilient, helped me persevere. Like I said, trouble in school, trouble focusing with ADHD on some subjects I didn't like, um, versus really excelling in things I did like. And it's like, why?
What
What's
did
wrong with
you
me?
like?
Well, nothing
What are some of the things you
wrong.
like?
Sciences, love sciences. I love things like history, geography, stuff that was like real world that you could touch. But like math, I'm like, what is this? Like just stuff that's all it's sort of
Well,
things you
buddy,
can't touch.
if you like science, you gotta love math because trust me, science is mostly math.
Depending, I was more chemistry, biology, but you're right. Chemistry, there is a definitely amount, a
So
good
you
amount of
blew
math in
shit
there
up.
too.
You
Yeah,
set your
I
hair
like
on
blowing shit
fire.
up. Exactly, that was fine. I love blowing shit up. Exactly, but
Well, it's
it was
funny.
interesting.
When me and my buddy Doug Lazan back in the day figured out that you could put baking soda, vinegar, and I don't know what else, and you could literally you could create like an explosive in a water bottle if you added baking soda. I think it was baking soda and vinegar. And then you put the
Yep,
cap back on and you threw it, and when it hit the ground, because the baking soda was expanding, it exploded the bottle, and it was
true.
crazy.
There's that, and there's Mentos and Coke too. You be exactly the same. You make a friggin' rocket out of it, which is really cool.
Mentos. Hey, let's be honest. If I was ever going to get a sponsor for this show, Mentos would be right at the top of my choices.
I love that. I
Who
love
doesn't
that.
like Mentos, man? Like if you don't like
Yeah, or
Mentos,
fresh breath, or
yeah, well,
fresh
exactly.
breath.
If you don't, if somebody walked by me and said, "Oh God, I hate Mentos," I'd be like, "Get the fuck away from me."
You know what you're talking about.
Especially the orange one. Have you tried the orange Mentos?
They're all tasty, like a little orange creamsicle. So good.
Oh my God, that stuff's the bomb.
There's another. What's my? There's a bunch of flavors that are really good. Actually, yeah, you can't go wrong with Mentos.
Hey, by the way, Mentos, if you watch this podcast, we're both
That's
looking for some sort of sponsorship.
that's right. That's right.
Want to ship us like a case of Mentos? Let's make this shit happen.
That's right. Let's come talk to us. But it was interesting. Because I didn't really grow. I was a skinny kid, and then I got fat because I got involved with computers and science
Yeah,
and
I
stuff.
was a
Got
skinny
fat.
kid, and then I found Mentos, and I got
And
fat.
I got fat. So then it got picked on for that. Picked on for that. And but I wouldn't stand
Beat
up
up
to
the
anyone.
fat kid. He's got Mentos in his pocket.
Well, exactly. I probably could have hit back at that time, but I didn't. It was really interesting too. Um, and I years later, like I got fat, then I lost weight, and I got big and strong, but it was still mindset. Still up here, I had to do all the work on here. The confidence increased when I was working out and better shape and stronger, but it was still I would let people walk all over me. I was a yes man. That kind of affected me my relationships with women, with guys, with friends.
Listen,
Um,
buddy, don't take this wrong, but there's a lot of things that affect your relationships with women these days.
fair point. Fair point.
If I had to pull out a list of things that affect men with relationships with women these days, it's not just one thing, trust
I
me.
don't know if that's fair. That's a probably long laundry list. That's for sure. There's a whole programming the rocket ship, basically like a rocket
Shout out to
ship
the
or a
girl
space
I got
shuttle
on
control
set
thing.
up
I don't
on a
know.
blind date with recently that asked me to open up my bank account so she could see my bank balance.
Really?
And women are hardcore these days. Dating in Vegas is almost like getting an IRS audit.
Almost as painful, eh?
Yeah, probably. Well,
Or
good
more.
news is we ended that one real quick.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, that's a good. This is not going to work out. But no, it's interesting that I'm realizing how much things affected me, even in the corporate world. I wasn't moving up the way I wanted. I wasn't happy. But again, I'm not meant to work in the corporate world. I go back and speak for them, teach them. Sure, I'm not meant to work in the corporate world. And so after 14 years, second layoff, height of my career, getting laid off again. I'm like, this is something is trying to tell me a message. I'm like getting laid off, height of my career, awards club, president's club. By the way, we're shutting the division down. You're gone twice. I'm like, all right, this is a sign. I gotta start my business. I've been a serial entrepreneur. I've had businesses since I was a little kid, snow plowing and lawn care and things like that. I had a DJ business in high school, so it's like, let me
A
go back,
DJ
become an
business in high
entrepreneur.
school?
Yep, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it.
Were you the guy that scratched the record, the old big records? What was that, a 45 or no, the 45?
Yeah, 40, yeah, 45, 45.
33s.
33, there were 33. The small ones are 45s.
Yeah, the small ones were 45s. I remember back in the day, like people would scratch their fucking 33s.
Yep, I would do that sometimes too, or spin it backwards, or yeah, it was lots of fun. Not hardcore rap, but it was more dance, house, things like that. Even I mean, I would DJ for weddings and stuff, so they want oldies played. It was a blast. I get to listen to
All right,
tunes
your
and
favorite
watch
oldie.
people dance.
What's your favorite oldie?
That's a good question. Probably Unchained Melody. I think would be a good favorite oldie. Um, wow, that's a great question. That's a really good question. Huh? I'm on the spot.
All right, I'll
Probably
make it
Unchained
easy
Melody.
for you. I used to DJ in a strip club when I was 24.
No
One
way.
of the girls pissed me off one time, so I reached in and I pulled out one of my old records. It was on disc. Back in the day, I was spinning discs,
Mhm.
and I pulled out My Miss American Pie. 13 minutes. I kept her on stage. The whole 13 minutes. By the way, the whole place loved it. I mean, I had drunk customers cheering her on, and she's giving me the finger from the stage, going, "I need to be up here in 3 minutes, and I got to get back in the crowd and make some money." I said, "Girl, you're gonna stay up there for 13 minutes for being an asshole."
That is hilarious. That is hilarious.
Well, the funny thing is, when you're in a strip club and all of a sudden everyone knows the song and my Miss American, and we got like all
I'll
these
sing
drunks
it.
singing, I couldn't stop the song. The music was just taking on a whole different vibe.
That's hilarious. That's too funny. There's
Strippers
I mean,
hanging
there's
out
so
with
much good
customers
music.
singing My Miss American Pie.
I love that. I love it. No, there's tons of good music. 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Now, lots of good music as well.
My
Bon
one of my
Jovi,
favorite
loves
ones
rock
is
stuff.
whatchamacallit, the one they do at the Boston Red Sox games. Sweet
Oh
Caroline.
yeah. Or Don't Stop. Well, that's more 70s, but Don't Stop Believing. That's. I mean, that's one of the highest ranking songs of all time as well. That's for sure. That's for sure. Really good song. But no, it's been a journey. Getting laid off and then starting my own business about 11 and a half years ago, and all the while working on this thing, which has been the biggest determinant of my success. It's just getting rid of fears, doubts, limiting beliefs, all the BS, buying our own BS, realizing that all these limitations are just illusions and bullshit we've taken from society, culture, religion, parents, you name it. Um, it's it's interesting, that's for sure. But just doing the inner work has brought me, reprise from a lot of the anxiety and depression, but also help me help other people too. and having a lot of fun, growing a lot and having a lot of fun in the meantime. That's for sure.
I think one of the easiest ways to get past your depression in life is to smile and laugh and have fun. A lot of
Exactly.
times people lose sight of the fact that life is short and you get today. Today
Oh
is
yeah,
what you got. You got it in hand. It's yours. Yesterday's gone, tomorrow's not even here yet. Whatever you got going on today, laugh a little bit, have some fun.
exactly. People take life too seriously, it's interesting because life can be so stressful and there's a lot of crap in life. Yes, if you search for it, but also if you look for the good stuff, there's a lot of good stuff in life too. And to your point, life's too short to be, super serious and save your money and keep your head down and plan for retirement exclusively. And then you get to retirement and either you get hit by a bus before you hit retirement, or you're too old to do what you wanted during retirement. You can't climb those mountains anymore, or whatever. Like I said, life is short. Yes, be smart, invest, plan, and have some damn fun too. Have some freaking fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, what's
Life's
the
too
point?
short not to laugh and have a little bit of fun.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, what's the point other than learning, loving time with friends, family, growing yourself, making a lot of mistakes? So that's one of the best ways to learn too. Versus taking everything so seriously and worrying about everything. The moment I stopped worrying if a customer was going to buy my thing when on a sales call, the sales calls went up. With the moment I stopped worrying about whether a woman was going to buy from me or date me or whatever, my close rate in dating went up, kind of
All
thing.
right, so I actually call that the don't give a fuck mindset. When you literally don't give a so I play poker. I played since I was 9 years old. And when you play
Oh,
poker at the poker table, if you're sweating every hand, every bet, every nickel, every dime, every dollar, and you're literally sweating and worrying about it, you will literally dump all your chips out and you will literally lose. There's no way
for
you're
sure.
going to win. But the second you turn your mind off and say, listen, I don't give a fuck. What's going to happen is going to happen. I'm
Yeah,
just going to play my best game. Trust me, you go on the heater of all heaters. The sun isn't as hot as you are at that table.
I love that. I love that. Well, it's true. I mean, that resistance, what you resist will persist, right? If you're resisting whatever, what's going to happen in the poker game, or what's going to happen to this client, or if you're fearing this and that, and never mind that desperation everyone can see too, out there in the world too, and people run from desperation. That's for sure.
Yeah, they do. They do. In fact, when you're desperate, people don't want to be around you because you
No,
sound
because not.
annoyingly pathetic.
Yeah, yeah, you're needy.
Even
You're
even
yeah,
when I've
exactly.
been desperate in my lifetime, I think to myself, "Fuck, that's not even me. I sound like fucking just a. Oh my God, that's. I don't even want to be around me."
Fair enough. Fair enough. And it's that taking needy energy versus giving energy, which everyone wants to be around. Hey, this is someone that gives. They're fun. They're interesting. They're loyal. They're friendly. They're whatever. I want to be around him or her more. Versus that desperation, that neediness. People run from that stuff. That's for sure. Whether it's dating or sales or anything, that's for sure.
So I always like to make things very interesting for people and literally give them an opportunity to end an interview with something inspirational. If you had to give people something, an inspirational story that'll change their life today, not tomorrow, not next month, not next year, today, something that's going to snap and help them literally see things differently, a different perspective, what would you say to them?
It's along the lines that we talked about. Really, when you stop worrying or stop caring what someone thinks about you, so do they. Like if oh, I mean, I had umpteen things. I was, well, what if they see this, or what if they do that, or what if they see my man boobs, or what if I'm not strong enough, or sexy enough, or smart enough, or and if we worry and obsess all these things, then it is going to be an issue. Although, ironically, like you said earlier, if we just stop caring and we own that you're if you're short, own that you're short. If you're bald, own that you're bald. If you're fat, own it. Not in a way that it's okay. It's okay to be maybe out of shape or not healthy, but own who you are. It's like, yeah, I shave my head because whatever.
But
Own
this
own
looks good,
or
man. This
whatever.
looks good.
Exactly, but exactly own it and be happy with yourself. I think is and not trying to get too esoteric here, but when you own it and I'll say it, love every aspect of yourself. Yes, sure, I want it. Do I want more muscle? Yes. Am I working on it? Yes. Do I want to lose weight? Yes, I'm working on that too. But own who you are, or own. I don't know if you love handles still working out on. You own it, or I don't know the size of your biceps, or the size of your junk, or the size of whatever it is exactly. own it, because then people, or if you stutter or something, own it, because then people can't make fun of you. They're like, no, 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 I already own it. You can't. It's not going to do anything. So people stop making fun of you. Um, they stop worrying about it. We people only make it a big deal if we make it a big deal, or if we're afraid. Oh, what if they find out this about me, or what if they see this or that? Then yeah, if they're gonna make, if you make it a thing, they're gonna make it a thing. And that was my biggest learning too. If I stop making it a thing, holy crap, people actually don't care about whatever it is you're worried about. And those few people that do, well, they can go away. Off you go. They can go away, and they're not for you anyways. That whether it's the dates, the clients, the jobs, the friends, the whatever, they're not for you anyway. Who cares? So there's someone else out there who you can support, be friends with, date, marry, whatever. And it's that like I said, that I don't need anyone but myself attitude, and not in a cocky, jerkish way, but it's like, okay, if you want to hang out, that's cool too. I'm gonna go do me, type thing, and that it's a positive, empowering energy, but it's attractive because wow, this person is not desperate, they're not clinging, they don't need anyone. They walk, they talk, they're confident who they are. That's who people want to hang out. They stand for it, especially when you stand for something. I guess I'll add as a point number two. Yeah, stand for something and speak on it and shout out. And again, avoid worrying what people think. That's been, honestly, Chris, that's been my biggest lesson and journey. Like you said, really not caring, not worrying what people think about me. And it's easy to say, oh, I don't really care about people, but it's so easy to say, but we do. The truth is, a lot of people do. So just a lot of the work I've done on that
I think
has
social
been,
media makes people worry about what other people think so
oh
much.
God, yeah, exactly. How
And
many
I got a
likes
book
or
coming out called Zero Fucks. And I came
nice.
to the reality a long time ago that when you give zero fucks about what's happening on social media, what somebody else has that you don't have, about your lack of hair. It's funny. I got a friend of mine that I play poker with. He's a professional poker player, very famous guy. I'm not going to make fun of him. But he went and got hair plugs because he was losing his hair right here. And he sat next to me one day and he got the first installment of hair plugs. And you could see that like he had these plugs, but it was like the worst fucking hair plugs known to mankind. And I
Wow.
literally looked at him and I'm like, what the fuck did you do? And he's like, what? I'm like, what the fuck did you do? He's like, it's just the beginning. They got to do like, nine more sessions and they got to plug it in and they got to give me more hair. I'm like, dude, when the fuck did you even give a shit about whether you had hair or not? If God took your hair away, embrace being bald. Don't do that shit. I'm going to make fun of that shit all day long. If you were
Exactly.
bald right
Versus you
now,
authentically.
I'd say, fuck you, look good, motherfucker. That shit looks retarded. And he's like, but I wanted to do it for my image because people were pointing out I was losing my hair. And I'm like, who the fuck? Who are these people? Well,
Yeah.
it's all over my social media. I'm like, do those fuckers walk a day in your shoes? Do they fucking do anything for your life? Who the fuck cares? I
Yep.
don't even look
Yep.
at comments.
And they're, as you know, they're like bullies, like bullies. They have such a low self-esteem. They have to put other people down to feel good. So realize that too. That the haters just have such low self-esteem. They got a blast all over other people. So it furthers our, zero fucks given. Stop giving a fuck.
Yeah.
Honestly, honestly, your life, and own who you are, and own whatever it is. The
By the way,
ball,
speaking of zero fucks given,
yeah, yeah.
our president, Donald J. Trump, he's a epitomizing the way that people should live their lives and give zero fucks
Zero
about what
fucks.
the media says, about what somebody else says. Just live your life based on a set of core values. And you know
Yep,
what his
and
core
share.
value is? He has one core value: make America great again. That's all he wants to do. And if anybody wants to rip him a new asshole, he's coming right back at him and say, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I do love how, I don't love everything he does or says, but I do like how, to your point, zero fucks. It's
But I
like,
got
this is
news
what
for
I'm
you.
gonna do. This
People
is what
aren't
I'm
going
gonna
to
do.
love everything I say or do.
No, it's me exactly.
And same
No,
thing for
you
you.
raise a good point. It's like, this is what I'm gonna do, and I love him for that. Is just, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna go do it and walk the talk versus saying one thing, doing another, or being inauthentic. He's certainly authentic to. Well, I mean, he's in some ways he's authentic because he says one thing and he does it. Not always, but it's like, I don't know, ending the war in 24 hours in Russia, but maybe given the chance. But it is, like you said, going back, politics aside, it's just owning that, and owning you and what you got, what you were given, and to your point, the card you were dealt with or whatever, and then people, ironically, I learned that people stop caring. They stop making fun of you, and it loses its power as something that can pull you down, or something would say someone would say no to, or make fun of you. If you own it, yeah, I'm bald. Yeah, I shave my head. Here we go. And what's someone to say? Oh, you shave your head? Yes, yes, I do. Yes, I fucking do. Thank you very much. What's your
God want
point?
me to be
You
bald.
know? Yeah, it loses all power. I think people are so obsessed and so fucking worried about what people think. What will they say? What would they think about me if I don't look rich or cool or sexy or whatever? And that's why people are blowing all their money on stupid shit. Or women have these massive eyelashes or exact hair plugs or massive eyelashes or massive nails or hair extension. Oh my god, the lips don't get me started.
Like
Um,
I'm not kidding you. When I see girls and I know they've had the injections, and I think to myself, I don't think women understand what they're actually injecting in their body that makes their lips puffier is actually botulism. Your body can't deal with it. So what it does is it takes clumps of white blood cells and it puts it around it and says, "Listen, this is a toxic thing in our body. We don't want to deal with it, but we're not gonna, we can't get rid of it. So we're gonna put a clump of cells around it just to protect the rest of the body."
the
And I
information,
think to
yeah.
myself, I'm like, lady, did you do a little research on that shit before you had somebody jab you with that thing?
I was at the gym and a couple girls were talking about, yeah, like, oh yeah, get my lips done. I'm like, there's nothing fucking wrong with your lips. Don't get your what do you why would you do that? There's nothing wrong with your lips. Don't do it. From a dude, don't do it. I'm like, I know if you're a few older than you, but why would you do that?
Well,
Most
the weird
guys
thing is, have you
don't
ever
even
kissed a
like it.
girl that has the lip injections?
I don't think I'd want to. I don't think I want to even.
Okay, so I can tell you firsthand, it's they got little bumps in their lips. So when you're kissing them, you can feel the bumps moving around. And I swear to God, it's almost like they're an alien, and you think, oh, any second now, some sort of bug is going to jump into my mouth.
I think their face sweep my face or
No, I'm going
something.
to have the fucking alien guy. So, ladies, if you're watching this, don't get it.
Please.
It's not a selling point.
No, exactly. It's. I mean, I think most men want someone that is authentic. Most people, women, people, whether it's hiring you for a job, whether it's buying from you, hiring you, dating you, it's that authenticity. And I realized that too because again, from being so bullied, I was such a vanilla yes man, honestly, Chris, because I didn't want people to make fun of me or not like me, so I became this yes man. I agree with everyone, and I dressed like them, act like them, walk and talk like them, but they still found things to make fun of me, and then they started to chirp me because like Elliott's got no opinion, no backbone. He'll just agree with everyone and nice and nice. He's two-faced. Oh yeah, he's good, he's bad, she's good, he's bad. And so they were chirping me on that. So I'm like, well, people are gonna chirp us anyways, pick on us, make fun of us, whatever. Might as well be yourself, do what you love. Because I think that attracts at least the right people in your life. Just be real, be raw, be real, be you, be authentic, and stop caring what
James,
people
I
think
wanted to
about you.
keep this to 15 minutes. I think we blew well past the 15, by the way.
I
Just
love it. I love it. You got me going.
all right. So he's James Elliott. We've chopped it up a little bit. You want to do this again sometime? I think we covered a lot of cool shit, but I
I
think
think
we
you're right.
got
I think
more
you're
that we
right. Let's
can
do it.
uncover. We can go look underneath the hairpiece and see what else we
Right
can.
on. Right on. Exactly.
By the way, shout out to my buddy Dan. I hate to make fun of your hairpiece, but God knows that shit was fucking horrific. Thank God you
Own
paid for
it.
the rest of
Own
the
it, Dan.
bill.
Own it.
Huh?
Oh, I said, Dan, own it. Own your bald head. Just fucking own it.
Exactly. All right, James.
Beautiful.